At the beginning of every year, a worldwide phenomenon ripples through social media. New year, new me. The season of promises based on bettering yourself, fixing the issues of the past, or just copping out and saying you're gonna lose weight. Or is it? From my experience, most people end up forgetting or just burn out of their resolutions a week into the month of January, myself included. All that said, I like making promises to better myself, so I decided to improve the classic resolution system. The biggest issue of the classic system is burnout, a game-destroying mechanic that has existed since release. When people don't see results fast, or see improvement, or just get bored of what they're doing, they tend to stop. That's why I decided to fix it. But how? Well, at the beginning of the year, my promise of betterment was actually 6 promises of betterment. That's right, I fixed it by making 6 resolutions instead of 1. That way, I won't feel the unfortunate burn that tends to come after working on the same goal for days and days on end. For example, I could be working on the same goal for an entire week, but if I end up getting tired of that goal, I can still feel a bit productive by working on a different goal. And speaking of goals, another problem I've seen with the classic resolution system are the willy-nilly goals that people are putting into them. Like, by the end of the year, I want to be able to fit into this shirt. Or by the end of the year, I'm going to have lost 100 pounds. Sure, these are actionable items, but at the same time, you don't know if that's possible. This is a promise to better yourself, not a lifelong goal. What you want to do is make a small goal, something you can reach towards that seems definitely doable and makes you feel good about doing something at the end of the day. So that's why each of my resolutions has a smaller, perfectly doable goal on their tail end. We have a few resolutions to get through, so let's just start with goal number 1. I want to learn how to draw. I know it doesn't seem that hard in concept, but at the same time, I've never really been good at drawing, and I want to get better at it. I want to be able to draw fan art of my favorite VTubers or anime characters and just enjoy what I create. So yeah, learning how to draw is going to be my first year-long goal. But how do I prove that I know how to draw? Well, I'm going to prove that I've gotten better at drawing by drawing 4 pictures at least over the course of the year, which will be released on my Twitter, which you can go check out if you haven't checked that out yet. I'm going to be doing a lot better posting on there. You'll notice now I don't really post on there. I'm going to do a lot better. I promise. The rules for this goal are simple. I need to draw 4 different characters. I could draw more than 4 images, but at least 4 different characters have to be chosen throughout the entire length of this. And on top of that, each image needs to have some form of growth contextually. I'm not going to count an image that is of Cinderella Grey and an image of Nerissa Ravencroft if both are just full body images. So maybe one picture is a full body, while another picture is a full body and a background, and then another picture has 2 characters, and then maybe there's an NSFW one in there, or there's they have a really intricate pose or something like that. I don't know. I already have a long list of who I want to do for my first fan art, but at the same time, I still have to sit down and learn the basics of drawing characters and objects, and I've heard something about having to draw boxes and lines every day and circles, and oh god, the circles. Oh. Goal number 2 sounds like it should have been goal number 1 based on the enclosing environment around us, but there's a whole reason that I made it goal number 2. I want to be better at making videos. Now, I fully believe that most of my videos so far have been pretty good, but I'm not great at making videos consistently, quickly, or even advertising them well. And those are very, very important parts. I don't want to take 2 months to make a video that realistically should only be a few days to a few weeks. And I know I can just probably hire an editor, but I don't have a lot of money. By the way, if you haven't noticed, there's a common theme here of me wanting to be a VTuber while saving as much money as I can. Therefore, learning some skills myself would probably be a good way to go about that one. This is goal number 2 because I can make a video about any of these goals really, but at the same time, the ability to have my videos be seen means nothing if I don't have an audience. One great way that I've seen to gain an audience is to do art, do fan art, gain recognition and community that maybe brings some turnaround to me. Fuck, I sound like I'm doing this for selfish reasons. I promise I'm not. I just really like making content. I really want to, but at the same time, I still do need an audience, and I'm fucking thinking myself into a whole shit. I won't be able to do this. Oh, fuck a shit. Sorry about that. The test for this goal is going to be, I want to release 8 videos at least this year. That's about 1 video every 1 to 2 months. If you're an astute viewer of this channel, you'll notice that's about the same rate that I've been releasing videos at. Before I took a small hiatus, I want the rate to seem familiar to me, but at the same time, I want to drill it into myself the idea of releasing videos more consistently and making them quicker. Therefore, when I do decide to release more videos, I can increase that production and hopefully make more videos than 8 a year. For goal number 3, I want to get better at VA. No, it doesn't mean I want to join the Veterans Association or go to Virginia or become a vaginal amputee. That doesn't make any sense. No, I want to become a voice actor. In the video that you can see coming into my channel, I fully mention how I want to become a voice actor, and I want to do everything I possibly can to become a voice actor. But at the same time, there's a lot of work and effort that I understand needs to go into it. So realistically, this may seem like the smallest goal when it comes to the tests that I do, but at the same time, it's equivalent in my eyes with the amount of work that has to get done in order to even get started in an industry like this. So the test to decide if I've succeeded is I want a role. I want a singular role. And I'm not talking like a role in like a production, like Demon Slayer, Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth, or anything like that. I mean a role. As long as I have a role that I can credit myself towards and maybe lead myself towards better opportunities in the future, that's awesome. And I honestly, I just want the experience, realistically. The experience of interacting with a director or a producer or whatever you want to call yourself. And just be a VA. That's it. There's so much work that I know you have to put into being a VA. And it's something that I have wanted to do for a long time. So because of my understanding of all that, I'd just be happy with that. I'd just be happy with that small showing. For goal number 4, I want to learn to play the piano. And that's also going to lead into goal number 5. Well, we'll get there. I've always wanted to learn how to play a musical instrument, but the options for me feel kind of slim. But for the life of me, I always wanted to play an instrument that you could do harmony on. So with my resources, my 2 instrument choices are guitar and piano. But from what I've learned, guitar's really hard. The piano's no easier, but my fingers are too fat to play guitar really well at this point in time. At least not without a ton of training and ruining my hands in the process. So piano it is. The test with this goal is kind of coinciding with the test for goal number 5. So spoiler alert, I want to be able to play at least 2 songs. Now, I don't want these to be just any 2 songs. I want these to be songs that I enjoy. And what I mean by that is I want to be able to play songs that I enjoy, not specifically like the tutorial songs that everyone learns. I'm not going to sit there and count Ode to Joy because it doesn't bring me joy. From what I understand, everyone learns to play Ode to Joy. It's not, I'm not going to say creative. It's not special, if you catch my drift. It just doesn't feel like a measure of growth or achievement if it's literally the first thing that anyone learns how to play. Unlike goals 1 and 2, I have no idea what songs they'll be yet, and also there's the chance that I haven't thought about that. There's a chance there isn't music for those songs written out. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I mentioned that goal number 4 would lead into goal number 5, and that's because goal number 5 is I want to learn how to sing. I really want to get better at singing. I used to be in choir and I was in musicals in the past, but at the same time, because my LLM is not classically trained, I don't feel like it's exactly the same. I want to get better at singing, and I want to learn how to sing and perform some cover songs, hopefully. Which is why the test for goal number 5 is to be able to perform 2 cover songs, at least. Based on my inspirations, I feel like 2 is such a measly amount to shoot to release in a year, but at the same time, I'm starting from 0. I have no experience, and I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to it. So 2 seems like a good number. I'm still trying to figure out where you even start. I think 2 is fair, but I mean, I could shoot for 4 or 5 or whatever. Hell yeah. Finally, we're on to goal number 6, and I'm going to be very transparent with you. Nope, not like that. Shit. I'm gonna be very solid with you. Didn't want that to happen again. I'm gonna be very transparent with you. I've actually changed this goal. When I was originally planning on making this video back in January, this goal was to better my understanding and ability to speak Japanese. I love learning. I especially love when learning is a challenge. When it comes to learning a language, I really like the style and the sound of Japanese. On top of that, I've studied it for a little while, and I wanted to try and make it stick. I love anime. And also the fact that I wanted to do cover songs. I thought that maybe adding a bit of Japanese in there would be nice. I don't know why. I felt like it was such a gimme resolution. Not saying it's easy. It definitely isn't. I've studied it already. I already know it's not easy. Learning a new language feels like a resolution that anyone could make. And on top of that, it goes against the entire concept of this entire video, where I'm naming resolutions that I can give a actual I can do this benchmark test. I mean, what would I do for learning Japanese? I can talk to someone from Japan maybe, but I have to meet someone from Japan on top of that. And I can't really have a conversation with someone from Japan if I fuck up the learning Japanese part. Unless I decide to go back to high school or back to college and talk to like a TA who knows that I'm going to be at a certain level. I mean, they're not going to understand what I'm trying to say or understand what I am saying necessarily. So there's not really a test I can do to prove that I understand or am good at speaking Japanese. So where are we going to go from there? Because I can't really test myself on it, I'm not going to do that as a resolution for this video. I'm still going to work on it, maybe. That could be a personal thing, but it's not going to be a main goal this year, so it might take a back burner. Instead, I think goal 6 is going to be related to the ever more important Pokemon VCG. Oh, personal growth and learning for Pokemon VCG. Yes, that's a trade and a half. I've always wanted to get involved in Pokemon VCG, as at least to see how it is, to see what it's like. It looks like so much fun, and I love games like Pokemon, turn-based style games. I really love Honkai, I really love Genshin. Genshin's not a fucking turn-based game. What am I doing? I've also played every single Pokemon. My first real video game was Pokemon. I've played Pokemon Showdown left and right, but I've actually never played the specific format for actual VGC. It's always kind of confused me. They keep changing it. I do want to get into it, and I want to try it out. So I think my final goal is going to be getting into Pokemon VGC. But now, if you remember correctly, we had one question about learning Japanese that was confusing. So what is the test for that? It's a good question for someone who does not know about Pokemon VGC. This will probably change. I'm going to be really honest with you. There is the small option of just going to a tournament, but at the same time, that's the equivalent of changing this back to speaking Japanese and saying that my test is going to be walking into a class. No, that's dumb. That's not a test. That's walking. That's geography. I'm not a nerd. I want to play Pokemon VGC, not geography. I could also say that I'm going to top cut or top 8 or top win a tournament. And honestly, that's a good thought. A good bet is to say that I'm going to top cut a tournament. But according to a Wolfie VGC video I saw,
starting prep work tonight, which means it's time to sit down and actually look at the matchup to see what I'll be playing against. And as I look over the team, my confidence fades away. In just this tournament, I faced down the reigning world champion and one of my biggest rivals for the title of best in the world. But my hardest matchup, it seems, is still ahead of me. And I'm not just saying that because this is the finals. My opponent tomorrow is not a world champion or a past EUIC winner. In fact, this is my opponent's first ever top cut. They're a player from the UK, and their name is Dill Yeomans. They only began competing in person in 2023, less than 2 years ago.
That's not the easiest thing in the world, so I don't know what to do. Tentatively, I'm going to say that this one is as long as I'm happy with it. And realistically, that's all these goals should be. I want to do this thing. I do this thing until I'm happy with it. The reason I'm setting expectations and objective goals for myself is because of the fact that I need something to anchor myself to. I need something to shoot for in order to know I'm still running for that thing. If I say that I'm going to do something, I might fizzle out halfway through because I don't know where I'm going. I don't have an end goal or a foot to put my or a place to put my foot into. I don't have a reason to want to do something. And I know I should just want to do things I want to do. That's a really good showing of the fact that I want to be a VTuber. I want to learn how to sing and then play the piano and then make videos and draw. And I'm saying I need a goal in order to feel motivated to do it. That's just how my brain works. I need a goal in order to learn something. I guess this is the thing. All the goals that I just named are things I have to learn or I have to figure out how to start. And I wouldn't know where to start. And so if I don't start, I'm going to feel demotivated when I can't figure out how to start. But also, I feel demotivated, and then I feel like there's no real purpose. But with these tests, these objective tests, I know I have something I'm shooting for. I have something to hook into and then drag myself through the mud that is voice acting, or drawing, or learning the piano, or making a video. All that to be said, this is going to be a good year for Glitch. And hope, and God, I hope I can do it all, and I wish you the best. So please, if you like this video and you want to stay up to date with what I do or whether I complete these goals or not, like and subscribe. And if you don't come back in a week or in a month, then come back in a year. I'll recap all of this and see if I did it. That's the button. Nope, that's the button. Is that the button? Is this the button? Fuck, is that the button? No. That's the button. No, that's the button. Fuck.